Oh, recording live from count them, two locations. This is Pass the Rock. I am Patrick, and the man next to me is Jacob, aka Bethke.
Pass me the rock. Give me the rock. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the program. Very serious program today. Oh, fuck. I forgot we can do that.
We could do tricks. Yeah, so Caesar's not here with us this week. He'll be back next week. Don't you even worry about it. But before we dive into our meat and potatoes, we're going to toss around a few things outside of our normal purview, I suppose. What was it? Saturday morning we got this news? Saturday afternoon? That was Friday.
I have no idea. At some point.
Friday afternoon, we get the reports that Tiger Woods was involved in a vehicle rollover DUI arrest.
He flipped it, right? Is this the one that you flipped this one?
I think so.
Yeah, I think there was a black SUV flipped.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Shout out to Tiger for making this one slightly cooler.
So yeah, he will not be playing the Masters, which is unfortunate. I was hoping to see him at least get out there.
I mean, obviously, I would too, but at some point, you do it so many times.
We're working on some stuff.
And it's just, are you working on some stuff, or is this just the life of Tigre?
I mean, you'll find out. He won't know, and then it'll, maybe someday he'll die, and you'll be like, okay, he did it.
He will. I think he is the GOAT. He is definitely the GOAT. He lives life way too fast, way too rowdy. There might be another golfer that surpasses that standard he's set, but he is golf. He is golf. This is really,
they're mostly boring guys now.
This is
the mind of Tiger Woods.
Terrifying advertising right here. Yeah, I don't want to actually. I'll pass.
Golf course.
No, even I don't even belong on a golf course, so I don't need it there. I don't need it elsewhere. Respect how great he is. At the same time, don't need those devils in life.
Yeah. Not a whole lot to say about that, really. Just thought it was worth pointing out. Next, we've got March Madness, and this is where I screwed up. See if I can't get this really fast.
Well, it's time for It's time for play number one.
I'm doing a poor job of.
What are you trying to? Are you getting a bracket together?
Yeah. I need to show you my bracket. Yeah, tell me what's going on here.
That's just number one. I don't know. Continue. We're gonna show this many times today.
Okay.
This is Dan Hurley. He's very good. UConn has won a lot of games. You should thank him for Steph Castle. At the same time,
he's a little interesting.
Dude, I don't know. You want to talk about the Final Four or not? It's an interesting one. I was a little bummed out Duke lost, but we get UConn in this.
I don't even have any idea what just happened there.
Exactly.
So I legitimately missed it.
That's good. It's the outro, so we'll play it twice today. Anyway, Dan the Man here. This is after they've hit a game winner. After he's laid into the refs plenty, he's got the swagger to all out. He's got look at the jacket hanging off the shoulder, the waddle, the headbutt. First of all, any other coach would have been teed up, and then there would have been a chance to tie the game, and this could have been a huge L. But in college basketball, Dan the Man he's just what it says. He's the big man on campus. He's got two of them things. He's got NBA prospects, before, after, forever. This is his show right now. And that's what this is, Nick Saban chose to live a certain life and have a certain mystique when he was reigning hell. Dan the Man does it a little differently. Someone said this is if Bobby Knight grew up listening to the Carter Three.
Okay, so yeah. That's processing. It's processing. This is
Well,
actually another reaction to that exact moment.
uh, that was his mom.
Yeah, which I'm just now finding out. Um, the first time I saw it, there wasn't even audio, so it was really obvious what she was mouthing
Yeah,
without.
yeah, absolutely.
If you can't see this, she was mouthing the words "Holy fucking shit" right after a 3-point shot that essentially won the game.
Yeah. Well, and a crazy one too. I mean, it looked like Duke had put the game away. They have the number one pick most likely in the draft on their team. This kid who hit the shot is probably a lottery pick or teetering around, so it's not like UConn's hurting, obviously. But yeah, hit a dagger, hit an absolute dagger, deep one too. Didn't clip that part. You would think we were covering sports, but instead we're covering Dan the Man. And I guess I mean, this is the game. This is the guy who told the Lakers no. This is why JJ Redick is now one of the first dudes to win 50 games back to back in his first seasons as a coach. Is Dan the Man? But yeah, I don't have much else to go on. I think Arizona has Bryce James on their team, but he doesn't play. Who else is the Final Four? Michigan's loaded as hell. UConn, obviously, we just talked about. And the fourth team is Illinois, and they have a kid who looks like Penny Hardaway a little bit when he plays, from what I understand. So that's cool.
Well, and women's Final Four's got one team that matters, and
Yeah. What's the
seed Final Four?
What's the Texas lady his name who's killing everyone?
Good question, buddy. Is it Madison Booker?
Most likely. Yes. Okay. So she was the first big time hit for them. And then now they have another girl coming in, right? So Texas women has been putting pedal to the metal from what I understand.
Yeah, I mean I feel like they've always been better than the men.
Yeah. Definitely Madison Booker. Okay. Yeah. But then I guess they have a girl coming in next year too, who's a big time high school prospect. So anyway, incredible. Texas men did well. They lost eventually though.
Yeah, it was they got further than they probably should have, so I'll take it.
To Purdue?
Yes.
The fighting
points.
The fighting Jaden Ivies?
We beat Purdue, we lost someone else.
I think Purdue won by a point.
They were a 2 seed, right? Yeah, so that is who we lost to. Yeah. And they just lost to Arizona.
Right. Purdue.
Don't, am I right?
Arizona would have been good though, because it's Sean Miller going up against the old school, But anyway.
What about all I know about the March Madness tournament? I saw that the giant kid from Florida is transferring somewhere.
Oh, Olivier Roux. Is he going to see Dan the Man? I could not figure out what music would really do it justice, though it hasn't been done a billion times. So I just
there's something we're going to talk about probably in basketball that I think might be one of your points there, where I thought Yakety Sax would be funny, but then I was like, it'll probably be overdone by the time we get to us talking about it. So the one mostly not so fun. Not that it's the least fun, in that there's pretty much zero fun here that we're going to talk about this week, I think. Is whatever happened with Jaden Ivey over the last 48 hours.
It's been incredible.
It's interesting. It's been long enough that I've already heard, So if for anyone who doesn't already know, somehow he started going on these weird Instagram live rants about things on a lot of different topics, I'm sure, but specifically the ones I heard about are
he's also done a Christian men's podcast live stream or something.
Yeah, so specifically going after the NBA's celebration of Pride Month, which is confusing because he was saying that in March. I don't know what's going on there. And then taking that to go into some more religious diatribes. Uh,
It's a lot actually. We've got a few things here. So you got the meat and the potatoes, but let me give you some of the vegetables here. You have well, he's cut. I think you mentioned that, but
no, I did not. I had not
okay,
got
yeah. So he's
the
cut. He is no longer a Chicago Bull. Um, he went on the live stream that I talked to about. This was last night, apparently, and a couple of Bulls reporters broke it down, and then got credited for the reporting. And they were like, "No, no, dude, we just watched this thing," and then it became kind of known at that point. He himself, not reporting, he himself on this live stream said that he told the Bulls that Jesus healed his knee. They immediately, he offered to fly himself out to play in whatever game. I think it was, they were going to Philadelphia or something, right? They put him in an MRI machine and shut him down instantly after that. It's also important to note, I saw this later on, he also admitted to being addicted to porn. Not necessarily now, but at some point in his life that I suppose may have something to do with what's happening here. Let's see. We have he did go on IG Live, I think yesterday or day before, and was talking about how his wife was watching the IG Live, but then not texting him back. So that's interesting. And then obviously now that the embargo has been lifted on stories, we've got a couple of more nuggets that are coming out here. You get Joe Crowley for the Chicago Sun-Times reporting all of this, first of all. Detroit might have buried that he was being extra preachy and that there was some evidence of this before the trade deadline. And
yeah, because they were saying he was point blank asking reporters if they fornicated before marriage, right? Or is that in Chicago?
That would be the second point I was going to bring up from Joe Crowley's reporting.
It sounds like the minute that happens, that's when you get rid of a guy.
Yeah. And then,
because we can talk about, what guys do on their personal time, I guess, but that's actually that's a work relationship that you cannot do that in.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that it wasn't just the reporters. Apparently, it was in the locker room that he was happy to be having these conversations and sharing these opinions and asking the questions, and it was just it was a little bit more than I would say is appropriate. And then obviously the homophobic comments just sort of icing on the cake when it really comes down to all of it here.
There's obviously further. I mean, there's the context of he was sexually abused as a child.
But then it's also like, what's the context of that? Because this is just him kind of in this manic, like I'm not saying I don't believe him. I'm saying I don't understand what's happening.
A level of trauma that I can't really put myself in. And then, if he does have something like schizophrenia, he's pretty much the right age for that to just kick right in.
So I think it's one of those things where he does have to, I hope that people help him, and it's not necessarily just the God thing. I understand that it gets into that point, and then he can get lionized, and he can get, turned into a martyr to some, and then it can be this whole thing. So
there was a ton of angles, people being like, "Oh, you can't go after Steph Curry." It's like, I don't think anyone cares about that.
Yeah, I just think that I think that he went off the rails no matter what, and he's not a good basketball player anymore.
That is the main thing, because then you can maybe confirm this for me. Is there an Ant Edwards video of him like driving outside of a gay club saying some pretty terrible things?
Oh yeah. And Anthony Edwards does have he did get in trouble for this for sure. Yeah, he did get a slap on the wrist, and like I do think that could have been what happened here. I think he was suspended, he had to do a bunch of bullshit or whatever.
And the same, because this was all from listening to the podcast, It's Just Banter. They were also talking about Kyrie's kind of figured it out, where he just does like one video a month, kind of quietly talks his shit about whatever the hell he wants to rant about.
Yeah.
Of course, his owners are too busy, like funding multiple wars. So I don't know.
That's the thing is I think that that mattered more when it was a New York lens, and now it matters a little bit less because of where they're at. So yeah, I think this is the basketball moment we need to bring in here. This is Jaden Ivey's, one of his last moments here, potentially ever on a basketball court, an NBA court.
What are we doing?
Keep in mind that they're winning this game. It's not like the Bulls have been good this year. They're beating the Nuggets.
Like his DraftKings or his friend's DraftKings.
No, people were definitely making fun of that too, but now we're just like, nah, dude, I think he was just tripping. Yeah, I don't
like a bad video game animation, like it broke.
Yeah, so I didn't think when that clip first came out, I didn't really think much of it, but now that we're here, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe there were signs.
Well,
not good. It's also weird because you're doing that, and your mom worked or played in the WNBA, is a big part of college basketball right now, and yeah, it's just strange. And this is a guy with a wife and kids.
Yeah.
So,
well, we'll move on to a lot better, happier things. Major League Baseball is back. We're getting to try out this new automated balls and strike system. It's been a huge hit. I don't know how many clips you've seen, but the fans reacting to every single one because they do it like on the jumbotron in the stadium.
this is great.
It's been it's gone perfectly.
So I'm gonna let this play as you. Are you gonna show something first, or you got numbers? All right. So this is just one of the funniest ones I've seen. I think this is Randy Arroyo's around the Rinka, and he's pretty confident. So he hits the motion. That's everybody else is gonna work on that part, but he's just like, no, I'm not worried at all. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and take first base now. Ball comes in pretty low, as you can see here on the jumbotron. There it goes. Or it comes into the side. My bad. Not too bad, but still
2 inches. I mean, that's
But that's why it exists, and you just have to.
It's funny. It's been wonderful. So far we've got Baseball Savant and MLB.com tracking this. As of this morning, I guess 54% of challenges have been overturned, which that's not too bad. I do have a split here: 49% for batters and 59% for either pitchers or catchers. So I think pitchers and catchers might know the zone a little bit better, which isn't all that surprising.
It is their gig.
But dude, seeing some of the ones, especially where it's like the lace, it's just perfect.
No, I mean, there's been some really bad ones. Like there was that's why I thought that was the one I saw last night where the guy came in like super low, super duper low.
The Reds had a game where Eugenio Suarez was up, and he got rung up on 2 straight pitches that he challenged both, and they were both balls, and then ends up getting an RBI. But I think what we're gonna find is the umpires are gonna have to age out a little bit sooner than they used to. But there's also just keeping they're gonna have to adjust more than the players are.
Yeah,
the players are used to adjusting to them, so the players can adjust to this, but now the umpires have to adjust to this.
Yep. So and I think it's good.
The Texas Rangers. Let me see.
Well, before we get to the Texas Rangers,
I'll give you our ABS stats. We've done 5 challenges. We are 2-3 for the game they played today.
Right. Well, today was bad. Today was a batting practice game.
I didn't look at how our challenges went. I was working, so it was on mute most of the time.
Yeah, no, it was on turned off about midway through the second or third inning.
Through it, but yeah, I wasn't necessarily watching the whole.
So this is actually before we get into more of the Rangers, which I would love to do. This is actually we need to talk about the Dodgers because this is frustrating now. We know where they're at. They already feel like they're ruling our lives. Like we can't get rid of them. And then Freddie Freeman's going to dress like this. What the fuck, dude? They're taking over. I'm sorry, bro. Look at Freddie Freeman.
Like I mean, it looks like it's olive drab, but it's just solid. It's more of a green than olive.
And then he was like, "Give me those
Are
Fat Boy Slim Matrix collabs from the '90s."
the pants camo, or are they just
No,
regular?
they're the same.
Okay.
It's all the same, just like the Supreme Leader would. Yeah. Anyway, Freddie Freeman. He wins the fashion award already. Fashion MVP of the season.
He's an interesting cat. And wait until you see Andrew McCutcheon in his furry uniform someday.
I have something for that, but not right now. We'll save that for another time. Yeah, that was it with the shenanigans. I am happy to talk about the Texas Rangers and Andrew McCutcheon.
Your first place Texas Rangers, still even after losing, they dropped a day game today to the Orioles. But they're 4-2. They were the best team in the MLB heading into this morning at 4-1.
How many other people were 4-1?
No one.
No one else was 4-1.
Another 3-1s.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right.
Look, it's early.
Yeah, I didn't even bother to check how the other teams in the division were doing or anything.
I'm talking about the whole MLB. We were the best team.
Because of Andrew McCutcheon or because of Jack light him up.
I mean, yeah, the pitching staff outside of Uvalde today, really, the pitching staff's been great.
Is he de-evolving?
He had a good first start, I think. It was 2 bad pitches, and we lost the game, 2-1, because we couldn't hit for shit.
I feel like what's going to happen
today's game, that's on Nate. But it's a long season.
And I do feel like what's going to happen with Nate this season, because you have this young kid, you have Jack Leiter feeling comfortable. Who knows what the fuck Kumar Rocker is going to look like this year. And obviously DeGrom, if he's healthy, you're liking what you got. I do feel like there's going to come a moment where Evaldi maybe shuts it down for like 2 weeks and then comes back, and then like they kind of do it to where he's like second or third in the rotata. Because I think it was like a ceremonial thing this year.
No,
like, we've been seeing. This is kind of what Evaldi is, and it's not like a diss to him. It's like there's a really good room here, and it just makes sense to have the guys. Typically you would have.
There's no one better than him to be ahead of him.
I feel like we're getting into some Dirk territory here with Evaldi, and I'm like, he just seems the most infallible of the aces at this point. I guess the young kid I don't know much about. Leiter definitely I'm just riding the high on, and DeGrom has been good as long as he's healthy for the most part.
And he's gonna miss starts, and that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. But it does feel like eventually this, and that's a good thing though. I think it's a good thing
if you're at all barring injury, you're gonna see anything like that. But anyway, Rangers, they lost the first game. Then they took 2 from Philadelphia, and then went and took the first one from Baltimore. All good teams. The pitching, like I said, looking pretty damn solid. Even the bullpen looks pretty solid so far. Obviously, 4, 5 games, 6 games, but
you can nitpick. I think the
surprise has been we can sort of hit. So Jake Berger looks really good right now. Don't know how
offensively.
Yeah. I mean, Adolis Garcia is one of the best right fielders in baseball, and he fell down that day too. And they didn't even give him an error.
No, he had like 2 back-to-back where he looked just like I'm sorry, Jake Berger. If you were he's hitting like 400 right now, so I'll leave him alone.
Home runs. Might be leading the league in home runs. Probably not.
Then Josh Young, the youngster no more.
Yeah. It's a week into the year. It's baseball, and it's only been a week. I'm not.
But it just
I'm not getting wild about anything.
I don't. Yeah, that is the point is to get wild. No, and then I think Trump Boy can hoop.
What?
Trump Boy, the guy who got kicked off his team for beefing with. We got him on a discount because he was going MAGA in the Mets locker room.
Brendan Nimmo?
I'd say that's what they said. I don't know, man. I don't know. Allegedly,
he has been hitting pretty well. So that's nice. So far, if you were just doing percentage increase from what Simeon was giving us last year, it's a lot better.
It wasn't ideal.
So everything looks cool right now. I think we got one more with Baltimore. Then who do we have after that? I already
Yeah, when did they come home, dude? Is the next series at home?
Friday. So yeah, we'll have the Reds and the Mariners. 6 straight home games.
Okay.
I will not be attending opening day this year. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's really fun. It is the best game to go in the year if they're not, especially if they're not going to be in the playoffs. But this year they actually could be. So
Yeah.
it probably should be.
We're setting standard here. No, that's pretty much all I have on the notes thing. But I mean, I've been tuning in, but
It was weird to play against Adolis Garcia. That was
yeah, it was just funny because it was like the first game of the season, and you're like, oh shit, wait, this is
right.
But I'm glad that he's already hit at least a home run. He had a bad error, which looks goofy, but is what it is.
When he fell down against us, there wasn't an error. They didn't give him an error.
Oh, you didn't get an error for that?
They called that one a hit.
Okay.
They gave Higgy the hit on that one.
Damn right. Oh yeah, that's funny.
Refreshing the box score, like, well, maybe I just haven't done it yet.
No, they just said fuck it. All right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's such a long season, and I'm glad that it looks. I'm glad that it looks different to some extent, but I'm not gonna lie. I do feel like I have to be more realistic with Eovaldi's output this season.
Yeah,
but I just think that he's older. It's fine.
Yeah. Anyways,
I don't think it's bad. I'm not like bailing. I don't want him like to go or anything. I just feel like
I don't think he's showing real signs of falling off. He just had a bad start.
The first two, it felt like he still has that like engine in him where he can get himself out of bullshit, which is fine.
Great. I mean, it's just two good that didn't go well.
Yeah, there was a little bit of
isn't there. You're just not going to win that game.
I don't know.
Runs is a pretty solid outing when you get.
It's just instantly happened. It happened to me today, and so
it does feel painful at the start of the game. Ohtani, just a quick mention, I think he's something like 30 plus shutout innings, and he's on like a 30 game on base streak. He's just
video game numbers. Honestly, I thought you were about to tell me he had 30 home runs already.
I didn't pull it. There's a clip where he's like walking off the mound slowly after pitching, and then someone's like yelling at him because he has to like run to the plate to go hit, and he forgot.
I mean, I would too. He's like, damn, I do everything here. You're right.
Yeah. Just a brief check-in. The Stars are like a week or so out of the playoffs. They're really just coasting on just coasting into the finish here, which you don't necessarily love because you want to be firing on all cylinders, but at the same time, you don't want anyone getting hurt, and they're already getting kind of hurt. So, that situation, once the seeding happens, we kind of know where we're going to be. We'll find out who we play in the first round pretty quick.
I was about to say this is second place, right? In the West.
Second in the Central. Minnesota was never going to catch us, and Colorado's too far ahead.
The divisions are what now? The conferences?
The West is Central and Pacific.
Got you. Right. Two. And they're 2 and 2. West and East. Easy.
Like North and South, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Or they have something stupid like Atlantic or Mid Northwestern or I don't remember.
Yeah, exactly.
East.
The Northwest and include Oklahoma City.
Yeah, divisions are weird. But I didn't want to dive too much into hockey. As far as football goes this week,
Cowboys might get curtains.
They have curtains, they just don't use them.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. We have some
in there.
Let's see. No, you're right. Let's see that. There was just somebody trying to push that narrative today. I like how
because it's April 1st.
Oh, nice. That's a good one. All right.
I opted not to do anything because this wouldn't come out on April 1st. So
yeah, that's fair.
You got ball sacked.
That's good, honestly. I haven't even been on the internet enough to get ball sacked today, so that's good. Just the one time.
Yeah, I think now it's I don't know. I think you'd have to like send someone like a thing you made yourself kind of thing versus like it's not just gonna happen on
Well,
somewhere.
it's like think about it. Twitter ruined April Fools for itself because every day is horseshit day at the horseshit factory.
Well, also it's just been so long, like even on Reddit or just whatever, it's like everyone's expecting it. So now it's like not you're not catching anyone off guard anymore.
Oh, well, you could have caught me off guard because I don't care enough about
Oh
it.
yeah, apparently you can. I'm sorry.
But like, but all I'm saying is like, at the same time, if the reason I don't use the damn platform enough for you to really get me anymore is because every time I go on there, it's people pretending like it's April Fool's Day.
Also doesn't help that the real world is also just imaginary.
Exactly. So it's just one of those things. But
Here, I'm just gonna read through the top posts on reddit.com/r/NFL for this week.
okay.
Christian McCaffrey drops a hype video about being a Disney dad. Moving on. Gay former Patriots player rips anti-gay running back as easily replaceable.
Yeah, we forgot the NFL got into the story here.
Yeah, that it got all the way to the Patriots coach.
Correct.
I don't know. Aaron Donald moving 150-pound dumbbells like it's nothing. It's a video. Here's Mike Vrabel doing some coaching with an Arizona State O lineman. At
Kinky.
Devils Pro Day. Oh, this was funny. Not funny. Kind of funny. Someone impersonating Packers safety Xavier McKinney took out a $4.375 million loan and kept the money.
Damn. That didn't surprise me. Wasn't there also like a bunch of NFL players and NBA players getting catfished?
Part of like a catfishing fraud ring or something.
Yeah, was that the same person?
I don't think so. I think this is a whole different story.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah, dude. I mean, they are the most likely.
Oh, and the absolute funniest headline: NFL asks prediction markets to stop manipulable trading. You guys
Yeah.
cut it out.
Please don't. Yeah, no.
That's our football takes of the week. The
Yeah.
Dolphins had the flag football quarterback guy back on again. I only half listened, so I need to go back and see if he said anything good. But he was mostly being respectful of the NFL players.
That's nice of him.
I mean, he was, but
I mean,
didn't take the opportunity to talk any trash. So I think that was commendable.
he won.
And not just one, but they literally scored on every single possession.
So I think that's, yeah, I think he got his in the end.
Guess that means that it is time for Hoopla.
Oh, yeah, we have kind of a full slate here. I didn't ask for it, but it came anyway. The Hall of Fame class was announced. That has already caused a lot of first takes. So it'll be our first take of the Hoopla session. Amari Stoudemire is the name, drawing a lot of conversational ire. I think he's a really good player. I think Amari Stoudemire's health definitely played a big role in his production.
Definitely someone who I would consider being on the ballot, but I don't know enough about what the threshold really is, and I definitely don't know enough about his college or potential international play.
Yeah, with Amari, I don't think you have any of that to factor in, which I understand hurts. And then with Amari, there's a lot of potential that wasn't lived up to, I suppose, to some imagination, at least in New York. But in Phoenix, he was an incredible player, involved so much. I think it's tough because it's like, is Penny Hardaway a Hall of Famer? If you go by a lot of the measurables, no. But I've seen and watched basketball with my very eyes. It's hard for me to define many players in the history of ever that are as incredible as what prime Penny Hardaway was. There's dudes in the David Thompson, Michael Jordan before Michael Jordan. These are very abbreviated careers. Maybe his was a little bit more of his own doing. Bill Walton. I mean, at least Bill had the MVP and the championship before it was too late with his career. I just think it's an interesting one to factor in. And for me, I have no problem with it, but it also beats the drum of the most annoying conversation in basketball, potentially of the Hall of Fame.
Ooh,
So
that or MVP, which was
I think Hall of Fame wins because every time everyone gets in an uproar, and then just no one gives a shit this much about the Hall of Fame.
I would say the players on the list. I would say Amari's, in my opinion, got to be the best one. Although I'm not really sure I know Buck Williams.
So okay, yeah. Actually, can you read some of the list off? I've got Doc Rivers, Candace Parker, and Elena Delle Donne. Doc Rivers is a little interesting, but he has won a lot as a coach. Candace Parker could be the best women's basketball player of all time. If you have that opinion, I don't disagree. And Delle Donne was incredible, won a championship.
We're gonna start with Joey Crawford. He's the first name on the list.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's
Mark Few, who I don't know anything about.
Mark Few? Oh, okay. That's a national championship winning head coach in college.
No. Blake Griffin.
Or did Mark Few win it? I don't know if Mark Few won. Wait, Blake is Hall of Fame?
On the ballot.
He's on the ballot. I don't think he made the. I don't know if he's.
Did they already have the?
I think they made the official. I think they trimmed it down officially.
I'm just seeing the finalists.
Are they only in finalist mode?
February.
I thought they announced.
I clicked on the wrong button.
This would be for this year, yeah. Amari, Candace, Mark Few did make it. Let's see, where's the rest of it? Is there a better list? No, you didn't do it better. Okay. Yeah. It just looks like the ones I named and then Mark Few. Yeah, Blake, that's a tough one too, though. If you talk about injury,
Nick Mata didn't make it. He was on the ballot.
Oh, I don't know if he did enough, but he got pretty close. Yeah, I would say for me that's just it's a little interesting with Blake Griffin on that one. I will admit that. I think that he
did enough.
I think Blake was incredible. I think Blake's Detroit Pistons tenure, though short-lived, was signs of potentially him hitting what he should have been.
Yeah. I just.
So, and you look at when it happened in his career, like he basically got the prime of his career taken away from him for no reason. So, Blake, I would have to also, if Amari gets in, I would have to definitely also have Blake in.
Okay,
but he'll probably get in next year.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so that's all it is. Good for them. Doc Rivers, I know that's a funny one, but he did win he did win. He's won a ton of basketball games. It makes sense, guys. And yeah, can't say enough great about Candace Parker. Definitely watched most of my career, almost all of her career. And Delle Donne was really cool too, because she's like Lady Dirk, where she stayed true to Washington the whole time. They played like each other, and then she won the one championship with Washington before. Well, I think she actually did end up playing for someone else as an old person, but for the most part was a Mystic the whole time. Then we get into another little fun bit from the local fans here. Chris Mannix, good name, big name, been around the league for a while. Kind of, a little bit of a sensationalist. He says that Patrick Dumont is going to offer everyone's getting a call this offseason about the Mavs gig. Sam Presti, Brad Stevens, Conley, Kobe Altman, maybe even your dude.
There's no harm in asking.
That's kind of also the way I take this rumor, but I just thought it was funny that that's out there now that we're basically done with the Mavs season.
It would be hilarious if the Adelsons do the opposite of Jerry and just spend a ton on coaching and executives.
I mean, anything to push the conversation into the 21st century, that would be great. But don't expect too much success to really get into Jerry's head, because I think the Stars could be running off 5 titles right now, and Jerry wouldn't. And he'd look at you like that shit gravy. So
yeah, he has never. I mean, the Forbes list still number 1.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all it is for the rumor. I mean, they're fun names. I hope that we get some speculation on it. It's going to be funny if it's just Michael Finley at the end of this. And you also got to have to feel bad for Michael Finley if he is set up for this job, because it's just like
not just that, the Cuban stuff too.
Yeah, and of course Mark Cuban continuing to pour gasoline on the fire because he's pissed off that he sold to the wrong people.
He's mad he made a poor business decision.
Yes, he did. He did make a poor business decision, but it was financially solid, it seems, and it seems like
pretty sure he sold at a lower valuation than he could have. He didn't shop it around.
That's true, and he did think he was going to have more power. That is funny. I don't know. That's his problem, not mine.
Yeah.
WNBA is back in Houston. Tillman Four Titties has brought his basketball team a lot of good. He's also what all his Four Titties of good? He's got a lot. He's like restaurant chains. He's a money man. Either way, he's got the Comets coming back to the WNBA by virtue of stealing the Connecticut Sun away. That does suck. I think Connecticut was a good situation for a long time. I think it was a pillar of the league, and that kind of sucks. But ultimately, having the Comets back feels like a nostalgia grab that the WNBA should invest in right now. 4 titles that we just had. The first dynasty. It'd be like the Celtics got erased.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Houston's growing right now, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, as far as the city goes, it's definitely capable of handling it, and I think it helps Dallas Wings a ton to have a natural rival.
Yeah,
I think that really doesn't help. I think there's this hilarious idea that you'll be able to pull off what the Dallas Stars do. And I think the Stars are very lucky, and there's also not a non-zero chance that a Houston team could eventually happen down the road. It's kind of been kicked around plenty of times. I know that it's hockey, though.
It's not an area. I guess it's sort of an area of growth, but there's so many other areas of growth for them that they still need to get into.
So that for me, it's like I think Houston, because there's this love in the South as it is in the suburbs.
I think they'd be more likely to do New Orleans and think the Houston people are going to go there.
Yeah, New Orleans is, I mean, if you want to take a pro sports team to New Orleans, be my guest, but it's not a desirable situation.
It can be done.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think for the Saints, by all means, and I think they do care a lot about the Pelicans when they're decent. It just haven't had a lot of opportunities. But yes, WNBA is coming back. Kevin Pelton has been doing a lot of basketball coverage for ESPN. He'll be joining the front office there, so interesting little move to go with it.
Have you seen this couple-hour-old breaking NBA news?
Oh God,
about Brandon Clark?
No.
Under arrest at the Cross County Sheriff's Department. Looks like there are charges of fleeing and trafficking.
Trafficking what? Know more about that part, but okay. I mean, Brandon Clark, good role player for the Grizzlies for a while, kind of injury prone.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of conversations going on in the discussion here that aren't helping me get more information.
Oh, someone's collaborating. Oh, Chris B. Haynes is corroborating Chris Mannix's.
Yeah, it wasn't his that
report.
At least one of those names is actually interested or something like that.
Yeah.
I know when you were talking about it because I had seen that before we started.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I could trust either of those people, so I just moved on with my life.
You can and you can't. They're both credible. They've both been in the business for a while, but there's also ways of telling obvious things that sound like news but aren't necessarily news. Yeah. I don't see that anywhere. Where is it? Why the fuck? Even Shams hasn't tweeted about it?
Maybe it's not real.
Oh, you might have got punked. Let me see, dude. This is a tough day. Brandon Clark. That's a random ass player to have.
It's linked, but I don't know if it's real or not.
It's gonna be a picture of that dude with his penis out.
No, it's like looks like a booking page.
Oh,
someone created this for April Fool's Day.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like there's serious reporting about it from a few hours ago. But I don't see anything with Shams in them, which is really weird. Anyway,
Right.
um, there's a whole lot of shaking going on. Um, so EuroLeague and the NBA are talking.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about that.
EuroLeague and the NBA are talking. They are going smoother than the U.S. and other foreign entities' conversations at the moment, but they're still unclear, just like other foreign, abroad world situations.
Oh, I guess I didn't
Um,
understand what was happening here. I thought the NBA was just going over there and starting their own shit.
well, that is basically what they have threatened to do.
Of anybody else, yeah.
So basically, and stop me if you've heard this one before, but the NBA was like, "We're going to do something," and then a whole bunch of other countries were like, we're EuroLeague. With like a bunch of us, like we have this thing, and the NBA is like, "No, no, 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 we're going to do something." No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, no, no. Seriously, we're going to do something. Okay, yeah, we're doing something. All right. All right. Well, you don't want to work with us. All right, we're doing something. Shit, guys, I think they're actually going to do something. Oh shit, they're doing something. Okay, 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 okay. Please, 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 at least let us have our ration. Oh yeah, no. The NBA and the EuroLeague are combining the efforts now. It seems joint conversations are being had because I think the EuroLeague understands that the NBA was really actually quite excited about its own little version of imperialism. And
This is the only way we can get the Saudis involved, all right? So you guys are gonna figure this out with us.
yeah, and that's more or less where we're at. A 2014 partnership is kind of the early rumor here, and that makes sense. The NBA has basically all but announced their vision, and like I said, they were already ready to pluck teams away from the EuroLeague. Like we were about to have a college football realignment situation on our hands, but it looks like now the EuroLeague will have a conversation with the NBA, and we'll see what new version of the EuroLeague exists after this, which I'm sure they'll just probably rebrand the EuroLeague
NBA Euro League.
to some extent. Sure, I'm sure they'll find a way to make it all synergetic and whatnot.
FIBA presents.
Yeah, basically. I don't know. FIBA,
Used by Jay-Z.
this is different though. FIBA has nope. There is FIFA is the most powerful entity in soccer, no doubt. The NBA is the most powerful entity in basketball, no doubt. And it's not even close with FIBA. EuroLeague's probably higher than FIBA. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. We've talked about it a little bit. We'll talk about it more as it comes. I'm excited for it. I would like to see some sort of world merger. I am a worldly person. I would like to see us working together. I think even stupid, simple things like sports can be a good bridge and gap.
And then I assume the IST gets molded into something involving the European teams also.
Yeah, that might come down the pipe, but I think at this point they just want to establish a EuroLeague, and I think they want to establish more or less their version of the World Baseball Classic,
Yeah.
where I don't think FIBA is cared about.
I think the World Cup is doing well in basketball.
I think the Olympic basketball, you get people.
Yeah,
It's not
who plays for Team USA for the FIBA Cup, World Cup.
FIBA's usually are like young guys in second, third tier, fourth tier stars. It's usually like basically doing boot camp to try to play on a big team, you know? And then to qualify
in the G League, or is it like just straight college players?
No. You'll get all stars, NBA all stars potentially, or borderline NBA all stars, but you won't get the goon squad.
I don't ever hear about it.
Yeah, and so World Cup isn't very big. Actually, there was one year where Greg Popovich was the coach, his first time, and I think they got seventh or something like that with Durant, and it was just it just was a really bad team. There was a lot going against it and going into.
And if he can't pick his own guys, I wonder how that works.
I think it was also he didn't have it was if I remember correctly, it was like Curry had just gotten injured and it was really supposed to be Curry's time to take over with Durant, and they just got screwed a million different ways going into that, and that was just supposed to be a warm up too, not even the real Olympic thing. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it from that. I do have one stat to talk about before we get into the big conversation. We have a new record, and this could be even as we speak, and for the next week and a half, however long the season goes, this record could continue to grow.
Oh, this was what I thought you were going to be talking about, I guess.
This is coming from the Associated Press's Tim Reynolds in Miami.
Can I tell you about what I think was a hilarious bad record set?
Go ahead.
Was it the Magic who got outscored 31-0 in a game a few days ago by Toronto, I think? Or the Heat? The Heat did it.
Yeah, I think it was the other way around. I think it was Magic Raptors.
Raptors, yeah. So they broke the record for the longest, or like the biggest point in a game gap, 31-0 run.
Yeah. Well, this is a similar one
that worked, but there was some really bad basketball between to lead to that 0.
This was this is a similar stat. There have been, again, to this date, recording on Wednesday the 1st, 81 games in the NBA season, basically a whole season for one team, have been decided by 30 or more points in the NBA this season.
Is that more than normal?
That is the record.
Okay.
That is all time, never been done in the history of the NBA before.
Well, I could
with
see it.
Time to spare. Let's see if anybody's doing it as we speak.
Bill Russell era, if like the Lakers were also just fucking everybody up in the West, then you could see that happen if they both did it like 40 times. Yeah, that is a lot.
Let's see, where is it?
30 points, is that what you said?
The Hawks are currently close to doing this tonight. Yeah, 30 points.
Okay, that is bad.
The Bulls potentially could do it. The Pacers could do it to the Bulls. Knicks could do it to the Grizzlies. Yeah, we have multiple just tonight that could end up adding to this total of 81 games. Which actually, I don't know if I counted last night when I got this stat. I think I did. I think last night was counting.
That's a 3-point league, man. And tank.
Because we had Bucks beat the Mavs and Hornets beat the Nets by more than that. Or actually, the Nets one might not. Either way, there's Adam Silver's league. So how are we going to stop tanking?
Flower. You put a flower in the tank's firing hole. There's that. I don't know what it is. The cannon.
The cannon.
I don't know.
I mean, it is, but I don't know if that's what they call it. This isn't good, but one of these three things is likely to be a thing. 18 teams in the draft lottery. We'll go with number 1. This is 7 through 15 in each conference. Flat odds. Bottom 10 get 8% chance, and the remaining 20% chance gets distributed from 11 to 18 based on where they rank at that point.
Okay.
So more or less the same system we currently have with more teams.
The top 4 picks or whatever. 4
more teams, and then 10 teams have an equal shot, basically. The worst 10 teams in the league have an equal shot.
At
number 1, baby.
At just number 1 or at moving up entirely?
I think that, that all triggers, like, you know what I mean? In this theory, you should just think of it as number 1, is who gets number 1, because then that sort of can decide the order. Because then you have an 80% chance. So
who gets number, because they count backwards, right?
So my guess is that maybe if their remaining 20% odds is distributed, then maybe those other teams get higher percentages, or maybe they don't ever get the percentage change, and then the other teams with 80% still just get slotted in those 10 spots more or less. But either way, the math is going to have to math there. When they put out the projections, they can only really show you for the number one pick, and then the stat. So yeah, that one's not anything more than just expanding it to include the first 4 teams eliminated in the playoffs. I guess 2 from each conference, more or less, but I don't know if that's necessarily true. And then kind of chaos as far as who gets the number one pick, because 10 teams have the best odds for it. And then there's always this funny chance that like the 18th team wins just somehow. That feels like really slim odds when you have 10 teams with.
Some teams don't need the best odds; they just need some odds.
Yeah, so that's how it goes there. Then there's another 18 team presentation. That's a 5x5 lottery. Bottom 5 teams have an equal odds for the first pick. Then and that forms that 1 and 5. Then the bottom 5 teams have a floor at 10, so they can't like go past 10. And then they have a separate drawing to sort of organize that chaos.
Yeah, I don't think I read this one. I think this is the third one that I skipped after I read the first 2.
I think maybe I think they had to throw a third one in there to sell to the people somehow.
Different,
And then the one that I think I actually do like the most is probably the one that he's getting roasted on the most. 22 teams are in the lottery. 2 years worth of record, though. Okay.
Yeah. Continuing aggregate.
Continuing aggregate record. So there's a bit of a penalty to actually just being bad and staying bad. Or there won't be a penalty as much, but there'll be this evening out potentially of teams who bad this year, but they're good normally, or vice versa, right? And that maybe helps. We'll see, or we would see. There would be a minimum win total. That's an interesting one to figure out how that would work. I guess they say they get slotted to meet the floor. So then.
Yeah, so if you're under whatever the floor is, and it's like you had the same amount of wins as whatever the floor was.
Right. So then, the 25, everyone.
You might as well have won 20 games. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, everyone wins 25 games a season, no matter what, for the lottery. And then the top four gets drawn as currently done with the 22 teams seeded 7 through 15. I think it's an interesting one with that second one. I think that I like it the most because it feels like it's the one that can be amended the most to make more sense than what it maybe currently does. Number 1 seems the easiest to implement, and I think it's pretty funny and chaotic. I just don't know if you're also seeing some regret there. Like 10 teams having the same exact chance at number 1 seems like I don't know. I kind of can talk myself into that, actually. It's just crazy. It just might work. But I just don't know how much I'm into the tanking notion either. Like, I think that there's a saturation of basketball and there's nothing anyone can do about it.
Well, it's always funny, and they're like, people will be like, the Mavs tanked for Luka, and it's like, yeah, somebody blew Kyrie's ACL out so that.
Or for Cooper, yeah. Well, I mean, I like to have fun with the Adam Silver conspiracy theories. I do think they're fun.
Funny, but yeah, it's just not realistic.
No, it's not. But I do feel like it's worth a shot. I think there's also sort of like you're seeing in baseball, the conversation around it may seem stupid, but it may also kind of help the game a little bit. Especially because now we're in the moment where I think Adam and the whole team sort of know this is your time to shine. March Madness is basically over. you compete with hockey, but realistically, hockey and basketball really have two very different fan bases. I firmly believe that. And so I don't think there's too much overlap there. And then the people who want to gamble or the people who are just sports nuts, they'll do both like they always do. Um, so I think this is also just a good time to be talking about all this crazy shit, especially while you're breaking records for teams getting fucking slaughtered. And it's like how bad teams are by certain points in the season. I just don't know how. I don't know how you get to that part, but it's very normal.
It's funny because right before we started recording this, I was watching the newest Kofi video where he's for the first time learning about four corners,
Mhm.
talking about how bad late 60s college basketball could be with 12
Yeah.
finishes and stuff. So yeah, I don't love the way this game is, but it's still it's a far cry from where it used to be.
Yeah, I mean, look, and again, it's the surplus of basketball. There's a lot of basketball games in a regular season, and the players don't want to take less money. The teams don't want to make less money. Nobody wants to cut into that or even really consider stretching it out to where these things aren't such a chore.
Well, I do also almost wonder if like have we reached a point where some of these guys are so strong and fast that the game is too small for like are they getting hurt because they're just this game wasn't made for people to be this athletic.
Maybe, but I think even the style of basketball comes and goes a bit.
If we just expanded the court a little bit.
Well, that could be something, yeah, that maybe you could get into conversation about. But I don't think you have to do too many regulatory changes. I think Mark Cuban actually, funny enough, did have a good suggestion that maybe 40 minutes of games play or minutes a game is probably better than 48.
Oh, and the actual games themselves.
But
I don't know how much difference that really makes. I have no idea.
To me, my question would be: is it 4 10-minute quarters? How is it presented? Because that's important. I think it would be 4 10-minute quarters, but
2 20-minute halves.
So, yeah, but I don't like the 2 20-minute halves are annoying.
On a half break.
Yeah, so
you do like an extended TV timeout in the middle of the halves.
Well, and you do have to consider how much your TV partners care about the flow of those things too.
That's the NBA got like a full-on halftime show, like an NFL halftime show. They'd love that.
I don't know, man. Red Panda, I think she's they trot her out.
I was thinking about like the halftime, like the inside the NBA crew's got to be on for like an hour or like 30 minutes between the first and second half.
Well, but then you get into a different conversation about how long people should be resting before getting back into activity.
Yeah,
I think that actually might not be what science would back.
That's why hockey is a perfect sport, man. Play 20, break 18, play 20.
And that might be probably a little science there that has decided those weird numbers.
Or specifically for being in the stadium, it's the best because you can actually move around the stadium without missing a decent portion of the game, which is impossible in baseball, depending on the stadium.
Yeah.
Don't know about the NFL really. The NBA, like there's some spots in the Spurs stadium where you can go and just hang out and watch the game, like, and you don't miss too much. But the American Airlines Center, everything's away.
Yeah, a lot of it's closed off in the lower parts. Yeah. I would say NFL is not as bad. At least I don't know. It's Jerry World though is my only experience, and Jerry World is just so.
I went to Texas Stadium once, and I didn't get out of my seat the whole time. So,
yeah, you've never been to Jerry World at all?
I went for the 09 Big 12 championship game.
Damn, you haven't. So you haven't been to any of the new. Yeah, Jerry World is. You'd be hard pressed not to be able to see a television with the game on it at Jerry World.
Or
no matter where you are.
You see that giant ass big screen from literally everywhere.
Most of the time that is also visible, but yes, in case that is not visible somehow, there are many televisions placed all around Jerry's World.
Well, I also went inside of there once for an RV World Expo.
It's a beautiful stadium and it's fun to go to. The highest seat is so scary to be in the top of the dude. And you'll see people just piss drunk because that's the cheap seats. That's where the real Piero Piche Cowboy fans come from, and they will be piss drunk, and they are walking up the steepest fucking hill ever, and you're just like, I don't know if he's gonna make it, man. You'll be sober and you're scared to make it. This dude just
I've never really been too worried about that myself, but I will say if I was at like a Rockies or a Broncos game long enough, because Rocky Stadium, there's like a full like they highlight a road that's like this is a mile above sea level, and there's seats above that. So
yeah.
I can imagine myself if I'm really inebriated having some trouble with that.
No, and it's about steepness a lot. And like I said, Jerry World is steep.
So, like, yeah.
It's like that top level, dude. It's kind of like sitting on a roller coaster when you're up at the top. You're like,
Thanks.
it is actually really intimidating. Yeah, it takes some getting used to for sure. But
spend hundreds of dollars to do that and then watch that team.
oh no! You have to understand. I've never had that issue. If the Dallas Cowboys tickets are in my hands, it's because it's one of the years Cowboys gotten cheap and no one gives a shit by November. But yeah, I think I have gone to one game because I had a friend that had like company tickets. That was a competitive one with Philly. But no, every time I've ever seen the Cowboys live, it's usually during one of the seasons that Catboy and Papa Boy have decided that they should pay somebody who's about to retire to be their star player to change the season.
Oh man, I was reading some article about the contingency plan for replacement refs or something.
In the NFL?
Like there's some dispute going on with the refs union right now about their and I just thought it was funny because it's an ESPN article, and they can quote anybody they want, anyone they can talk to anybody, but two of I think the three sources they quote, one is Cowboys owner and executive Stephen Jones, and the other one was Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones.
Yeah, it could have been anybody, huh?
Oh
my god. Yeah, it's about time to have to deal with them again. Do we have the draft soon? Isn't it April?
It's definitely before June. I'll give you that much.
They pushed it back a month, and now April. Oh, it's the end of the month, dude. What was the point of this? I still will never understand why it has. If they can just like explain to me that a bunch of the rich dudes were like, actually, we don't like having to do work this point of the year. Can you push it back? That would be fine. At least I would understand. But like, just if it's true that they just wanted us talking more
longer.
Yeah, but if that's true, then I'm stunned. I'm like that. There's no way that pays enough dividends to have been worth it.
The slot machine? Are you kidding me? The slot machine always pays.
It would just be nice to already know what your roster looks like and moving on with your life, but it's the NFL. Yeah, I think that's it for basketball. There's a bunch of teams that have clinched. Oklahoma City, Spurs, Lakers, they're all division champions now. Nuggets are 2 games up on the Timberwolves, but they clinched playoffs, so they still have to finish season out to get the division there. Rockets are probably going to hold on to the 6th seed or better in the West. All the teams are eliminated in the bullshit part. Everyone below the play-in is eliminated. The Clippers, the Trailblazers, and the Warriors are all locked in to the play-in, I believe. And Phoenix, Houston, Minnesota, Denver are basically playing for who gets to be that 4th team, and then the seeding for the other who survives.
I need Oklahoma City to lose like 4 of their next 6 games.
Yeah, no, you're not going to see that happen. In fact, I think Oklahoma City, San Antonio, and the Lakers have had 9-1 in their last 10 for like 2-3 weeks, 4 weeks maybe running at this point. Where none of y'all have lost more than 1 game in a 10-game span.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts, and not like Denver's that far behind either.
Denver's doing good again. Yeah, they weren't doing too well for a little bit there, but they've gotten on a hot streak.
Yeah, haves and have-nots in the West right now.
But yeah, so and really when it looks like it, the Suns feel like the sun is setting on their good feel-good story.
I didn't realize we probably talked about this last week. The play-in was pretty much already set then. Okay.
No. A lot of this has gotten sealed up. A lot of this has been sealed up this week. Not necessarily the teams eliminated, but the fact that the Clippers, the Trailblazers, and the Warriors are locked in to the play-in. Because I think that happened last night. Lakers won the division last night, and I think the Clippers, as a result, got popped into the play-in for sure.
Oh. So like, there's definitely no way Memphis and Orleans was catching up to Golden State or Portland anytime soon. So
there was a little bit of hope because there was not necessarily a deadline on when Curry would come back, and then DeJounte got back with the Pelicans, but then the Pelicans, poor fucking things, they ended up playing like the hardest 2-week schedule where they're just playing all the best teams, so that it basically was just like, all right, guys, we know you tried this season, but you're bad again, and you're giving up your pick. The East is a little bit different. Detroit has been really solid. Boston has come in hot, looking like a real contender. Jason Tatum slowly but surely getting back to form, it seems. The Knicks are still, and the Cavs for that matter, both look like rosters that I would love on paper, and I just absolutely question to death when I watch. And then the Hawks are really good and maybe even could be coming. Well, they're 4 or 5 games behind the Cavs right now. I don't think they'll be able to catch that, but it does seem like they might lock into the 5, which is pretty impressive.
If they catch them, they're just switching to home court against the Cavs. So
yeah. And then you have the Raptors, who actually I wouldn't be surprised if they fall out. The Bucks are still somehow in the equation, I believe. Or did they? They're finally eliminated. Okay, I didn't update that on my side.
They are 10 games back right now.
Okay, it took a while. The Bucks were the final one to finally go of the bad teams, of the 11 through 15 seeds. They're the final one to die.
7 ending didn't keep them alive. They could have stayed alive longer.
And poor Hornets are still stuck in the 10th seed, even though they've just been above 5-5 in their last 10 for most of the second half of the season.
They're tied with the Heat and the Magic. Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, Heat, Magic, Hornets basically keep flopping. Philadelphia only has a game above them, and they're not necessarily.
Do they play playing games at their own home stadium, or is that neutral site?
No, they're all home. The home team is decided by the.
I know the Spurs have been in it once, but I don't remember what the situation was.
Yeah. You just it's not like the in-season tournament at all. Although maybe you could make an argument to go back to Vegas.
I thought they might just knock out those games real quick in one spot, just get everybody out of there.
No, they try to keep the teams in the home markets however they can.
Yeah, I was wondering how much would it matter to be 10, 9, 8, or 7?
Well, that's been the big argument the whole time the play-in's here, because the play-in has helped a lot of old teams. It's helped a lot of teams that start bad and end up being fine, like the Clippers have been this season. We like that. At the end of the day, though, it does just basically put you into playing the 1 or the 2 seed.
Yeah.
Which can be sometimes a good thing. Sometimes
if you're a young team, you might just want to go ahead and get on in there and see what that's like.
We have seen young 1-2 seeds get upset by hot upstart 7 and 8s, 9, 10s, however they start the play-in. But it doesn't necessarily give you the most hope sometimes, because especially this year, Golden State doesn't seem to want to play basketball anymore, but they have to. They're probably one of the only teams, I would say, that arguably doesn't really want to continue this season, but is going to be forced to. I think that's the ugly part of the play-in, where I think they probably would have already set Steph Curry, knowing they were slotted out of the playoffs in the old format, and probably not. I don't know how much they could catch up, just given the fact that I think Portland's a pretty solid team right now, and the Clippers have God mode Kawhi, and Darius Garland's been pretty good there, and they've slowly but surely reimagined themselves into being a competent roster. It just doesn't seem like there's enough to catch up there. But yet they're still going to have to play. What is it? So they play Portland And the funny part is Portland's the young team. This is them really getting their first chance to be a team and show anything. So yes, if Steph Curry's healthy, then maybe they could still win that one. And then you're playing the winner of the 7 and 8 loser, or you're playing the loser of the 7 and 8. So you're probably playing the Suns in that case. You go from Portland to Phoenix, and they're both beatable. So then, what is your reward for having to survive this season and continue to be forced to play? You're going to have to play the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I think that's probably the funniest part of the play-in, is that there's just these older teams like the Warriors who are like, dude, can we just take our lottery pick and go home? Whatever it is, we just want our lottery odds and go home. And then Adam's like, no, you will continue to play basketball. Guy Santos needs 40 minutes in a playoff game. So yeah, it's just one of those things where and the stats don't count though. Sorry.
In the play-in.
Yeah, I think the play-in stats are just this nefarious little asterisk in time and space.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what they're doing with baseball with those, because they've added a few games in the last few years, so I haven't really paid attention.
What do you mean, like a play-in style or a playoff?
Well, at one point they included the game 163 for people who were tied. Then they included, like, now there's when we were growing up, at least whenever I started paying attention, there were 3 division winners and 1 wild card.
Yeah.
And now there's like 3 or 4 teams that compete for the wild card spot.
Yeah, no, I mean, but that's what that's every league is going into this.
I don't know how they've been doing the stats for those games. I'm sure they're counting them as postseason stats.
Probably so in baseball, because that's what most of us thought they were going to do in basketball.
Postseason.
It is this is the argument they've made, but for some reason the NBA is like
against that but
the NBA's argument is nana boo boo, stick your head in doo doo.
They're like, look, don't even worry about the fact that we only play 5 games in the first round for the longest time.
Yeah, I mean, they're like, you nerds can throw another asterisk on there. It's not our problem. We're just printing money over here.
That's true.
So yeah, I think that's probably the biggest part of the meat of all of this. We'll get into the actual seeding as it comes about. Talk a little bit about draft prospects as they come about. The WNBA will do their draft soon. So plenty to talk about in the basketball spirit.
Fun times. I think that might just about do it for us this week.
We're gonna send people off in a merry way by giving you something random, something beloved each and every week, something that's come deep from a vault of insanity and love that we call the internet. And there's no rhyme or reason to any of it. There's this is a statement. And today is a statement.
All right, later.